guys, my name is Alina Shaltso. I'm an immigration attorney from New York. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the most recent immigration news. We're going to talk about the latest USCIS policy alert regarding TPS and travel, and I'm going to also talk about good news for immigrants in California, and I'm going to also mention a little bit about medical exam and adjustment of status. So thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, please welcome. Join my channel, join my Facebook. I'm an attorney practicing immigration law in the United States, helping people in all 50 states and overseas. And let's start. So first of all, we're going to discuss this very interesting policy alert. When USCIS finally, guys, they are updating their policy officially regarding travel and TPS. If you recall, in August of 2020, what happened was that USCIS all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, after a certain decision, stated that those TPS holders who travel overseas using advanced parole and come back would not be able to adjust status. They would not count that entry on advanced parole to the United States as a valid entry for adjustment of status purposes. Then, of course, a lawsuit followed, and those who were suing prevailed to show that the policy was not just, or rather there was a settlement, I believe, and USCIS agreed to go back to the old practice when somebody who traveled on advanced parole after they received TPS status and advanced parole and come back would be eligible in certain situations to adjust status in the United States or to receive a green card. And here is the second page of the policy alert. So what do I say here? Well, I say here, guys, that this policy will be helpful to those of you who have immediate relatives in the United States for the most part. Those of you who lacked previously, before you travel on advanced parole, legal entry, and now you will be able to show that you were legally admitted into the United States. Interestingly enough, USCIS is going to give you now a different document, not parole, but it's like a travel authorization for those who have TPS, and it's actually going to be consistent with the law more, this practice, because parole it's a little bit of different animal, I would say, but this travel authorization started July 1st will be issued to those who have TPS. You don't need to do anything special for that. And actually, USCIS stated that they will just convert your applications for advanced parole that you previously filed for this specific travel authorization for those who hold TPS. So that's how it's going to be done. But the thing is this. Basically, USCIS acknowledged the mistake, if you will. People who travel on TPS and who are authorized to come back will be able to adjust status. Now, I have to tell you that I received tons of questions from those who have TPS and seek to adjust status based on employment petition. I would say consult with an attorney, okay? But unfortunately, by itself, this practice is not going to help you guys because the rules for adjustment of status or receiving green card in the United States based on employment are extremely strict. Usually, you must show that you didn't have any violations of your status at any point in time in the United States, not only after your last entry. It's very important. I just reviewed USCIS practice manual to make sure this is still correct. At times, though, some exceptions may apply to you. So I would say this. If you believe that you may adjust status or get a green card in the United States based on an employment-based petition, just consult with an attorney, okay? Before you're going to dive into this process before you're going to spend tons of money and tons of time. Just consult with an attorney and see if it's going to be possible for you or not. But for those of you who are going to be adjusting based on family petitions, specifically immediate relatives, you guys are going to be considered immediate relatives, go ahead. This will be extremely helpful to you guys. Finally, USCIS properly updated its policy. Another good news we have is we have good news regarding healthcare. Healthcare for all, here we go, healthcare for all in California, including low-income immigrants or people without status. Extremely important. I know that there are many people who object to this. I don't know why, but they do. They say that immigrants are going to suck resources out of the budget. However, immigrants actually add resources to the budget, but nobody likes to really talk about that portion of the situation. So California is going to be probably the first state who's going to expand. I know that Illinois does too, to some extent. It's going to expand healthcare benefits for all, regardless of your immigration status. The only thing they're going to be taken into consideration, according to this article, would be income, a person's income. Also, apparently, 18 states in the United States already are providing prenatal benefits to expectant mothers, regardless of their immigration status. 5 states, including District of Columbia, provide immigration benefits to children, regardless of the immigration status. And California and Illinois provide healthcare benefits to adults, regardless of their immigration status. So that's definitely good news, at least in my view. You may disagree. You may say that immigrants are only sucking resources. That's your opinion. I'm not going to fight with you. I do believe that immigrants, I believe the same article says that there are 7%, they account for 7% of population in the United States, if that's correct. It's a huge amount of persons living in the United States, and most of them, absolute majority of them, are productive members of society. They're good members of society. They contribute their money, effort, they pay taxes, and I wish more states would allow for different benefits to people who deserve it, who are good people otherwise, especially if we're talking about healthcare benefits, guys, because that's very important. If you look at the experience of European countries, for example, they do that. And I don't think they suffer too much in that respect. It's just because when we have a healthy society for all, I think we're all going to enjoy a higher level of life. That's my perspective. You, again, may disagree with it. That's your opinion. All right, now, I wanted to also talk to you about something very important. It's a medical exam, going from healthcare issue to medical exam. USCIS recently sent an alert saying that if you're filing for green card based on employment, please take this into consideration about the medical exam. All right, so what we're talking about here is a green card medical exam that you guys would need to submit if you're filing for adjustment of status in the United States. This green card medical exam can be submitted either together with the adjustment of status package or later. Later, it can be submitted only if USCIS asked for it. They sent you a document saying, please mail it in or deliver it in person. In New York, sometimes we receive these notices asking you to come and deliver your medical exam in person to the office, let's say on Fridays between 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Or third way you're going to deliver your medical exam to the offices is at the time of the interview. So listen up. do not attempt to mail the medical exam randomly without specific invitation, because unsolicited mail in general will be rejected by USCIS. Okay, this is something very important to know. Sometimes you don't receive it back and you will think, well, you complied with it, and then you will not answer the request for more evidence. So just follow your lawyer's advice. Medical exam is valid for 2 years since the time the civil surgeon signed it, okay? And make sure to comply with the rules as to how to produce it to USCIS. I usually tell people that if they can, they should attach the medical exam with their filing. But if you cannot or do not want, for whatever reason, maybe you're waiting for the COVID requirements to be changed. I understand that. Again, that's your position. I understand that. And it's totally fine if you attach it later, but you have to attach it only after USCIS invites you to do so. Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. It was a pleasure as always. If you like this video, like, share, sign up for my channel, and I hope to see you soon.